It's impossible to replace my one-of-a-kind sniffing panties. They were given as a gift, literally. I didn't ask for them. I finally admitted to my addiction to my significant other, and she surprised me by giving me the only thing I ever wanted. Those sniffing panties in a plastic Ziploc bag. And literally, when we broke up, because of that restraining order, I said, well, the silver lining. At least I have these sniffing panties. Like, it almost was like she literally took away the reason that I was there and gave me a reason to not be there because I had what I needed. And I couldn't just like, well, I was only there to pick up some lady's underwear and pretend to be smelling them and put them in the laundry. And since I was already doing it, I might as well do the laundry. I was being useful, and yet I didn't mind. It was really what made me happy. I couldn't ask for them. I couldn't take any of them. And she always got the underwear back that she left in my apartment. So literally, I didn't steal her underwear. I didn't ask for the gift either because I couldn't. And I finally admitted she gave me the gift without asking. And I was so impressed. Like, she didn't even charge me. And like, it's literally the only gift I've ever gotten that I actually wanted. Nobody should have another man's sniffing panties. That was like 11 years of devotion to where, like, even though it didn't work out, I still got the sniffing panties. That is a priceless gift because I didn't ask for it. Like, I can't replace those. They're worth hundreds of dollars to me at least. You know, if they're unadulterated, but if they smell like somebody else, I'm probably going to beat them out of the person. Or, you know, maybe even hurt them. Or go too far because it will enrage me. It's the only thing these days that pisses me off. Is thinking about those sniffing panties. And it's been years. I left them in the subway when I have hypoglycemia. I black out when I ate some of my sandwich. I woke up. They were gone because of the Lyrica in them. Would have given them the Lyrica because I don't have diabetes. My mom gave them to me for no reason. And it feels good giving people gifts. But my missing sniffing panties, the stockings that I was going to take back, and like on basic instinct, rip a hole in them while making love. I had to use stockings that I ripped a hole in, but pretended not to, you know, just to be weird, but knowing that I did, because I remember it. I like role-playing and stuff too, but I literally, they're in a plastic bag, they smell like a woman, they're not washed. A Ziploc bag, what would they be? Like, people don't know about it, which is why I'm talking about it. Like, oh, holy shit, are these sniffing panties? Oh my god. These smell really good. They must be sniffing panties. I've heard of these. And other people are like, I've never heard of those. And they might just wear them or wash them. And literally, you're not supposed to wash them. You're not supposed to wear them. You're not supposed to touch them. They're just for smelling and then zipping back up. The bag breaks, you put them in another bag. Or in another bag with that bag. They last for years. They're not like a drug. They're like a replacement for a drug. Because I literally used my nickname of faggot as a kid to get away with sniffing women's underwear and never get caught. I was never going to tell anybody the secret. Because people are judging and they take it the wrong fucking way. I really, literally, rather, they pretended I was doing drugs instead. And I preferred that. I said, I don't want them to know about my sniffing panty addiction. I prefer that they think that, I'm doing drugs instead. And when I use the bathroom, I take all my clothes off. Well, all my shirts off when I take a shit. And when I poop. So literally, it takes me a while to get dressed back up. They always accuse me of doing drugs. I thought it was so funny that I didn't tell them the truth until they tried to mess up my college career and accuse me of doing drugs instead. I said, I was making fun of you the whole time. Like, I didn't tell you this because I thought it was that funny. I literally just am taking all my clothes off, or at least all my shirts. It takes a while to put all that stuff back on, and my coat and everything. That's why it takes so long, because I don't want shit particles in them. I've done it my whole life, before that movie came out. Still a good movie, though. I said, I thought it was so funny, that's why I didn't tell you, but now I am. That's literally the truth. And the other thing was me smelling women's underwear. You accused me of doing drugs, but literally, I wasn't smoking cigarettes or tobacco just because I didn't want to adulterate my sense of smell so I could smell them, and I didn't want to get the smoke on the scent. Like, I literally was being really healthy. And then because my sniffing panties got stolen by people at Subway, I get enraged thinking about it. It's been years and years. And I still get mad thinking about this because of that irreplaceable gift I got. I preferred they thought I was doing drugs, like literally. Because it's hard to explain this without other people being judgy, pretending like I could help it. They were a cure for my problem, picking up women's underwear that I saw and smelling them, and people taking it the wrong way or noticing. I literally had something that I could smell anyway, and I wouldn't have to pick up her underwear. I could leave it. But now I can't not leave it. They smell clean, so I literally used them for masturbation instead. And I can't do that with the sniffing panties because I don't want to get my scent on them. Literally, you're not supposed to wear them, wash them, or do anything with them besides smell. Open and smell, and then close and seal. If the bag breaks, like I said, put it in a new bag, even in that bag. And that was the last pair I had because she got the other ones back. And that was the only one I had because that was the one that was the gift that I didn't ask for. The only thing I've ever wanted that I actually got. And it's still pissing me off right now. It's pissing me off every time I say this. Every time I think about it. I'm only saying this just in case. And I know it's rarely unlikely that it's ever going to happen. That somebody hears this and decides to, buy them or to sell them back to me. Or get their ass kicked if they've been worn or something. Because I don't want them back if they've been adulterated. Yet I know it's really unlikely. Just in case though, I have to. Like, literally, they're a priceless gift to somebody like me, a collector like that. Because that was like a rare collector's item for me. Literally, worth a lot of money and meant a lot to me. So I have to say this, just in case I can get them back. Which is very unlikely, I know that. Yeah, hey, who cares what another person says? I have to take the risk, the opportunity. I have to try, just in case. And I know that because, hey, you know what you're passionate about, and that was my collection. You don't have to understand to know that they're worth money to me, at least hundreds of dollars, maybe more. Like literally, if they're unadulterated, I want them back that badly because they were a priceless gift. Who wouldn't? Nobody should have another person sniffing panties. It's just wrong. It's sacrilege. It's taboo, not taboo. It's morally and spiritually wrong. It's like pissing on somebody's grave or something, or messing with their sacred. It's not something you should do. It's pretty much just sickeningly, disgustingly gross for me to even have to say this, because I literally kept this a secret my whole life. And I prefer that I used to just let them think I was doing drugs instead. Because I didn't want them to know my secret. They wouldn't understand. They can't understand. It's not something they would ever get. Because otherwise they would be doing it themselves already. And they would get it. And I wouldn't have to explain this. And they wouldn't have just assumed that I was doing drugs instead. They probably would have been like, he's weird. Who knows what he's doing? Maybe he has sniffing panties like me. Whoa! Oh my god, I've never met another one like me. Except for Hillbilly got caught sniffing my sister's underwear. And I said, my nickname of faggot is like really useful. I'm blessed. Like, they don't think I sniff women's underwear because they think I'm gay for no reason. I literally will get away with this my whole life and no one would suspect. I have the same name as my dad. Like, thanks, Dad. Timmy, I love you, Timmy. You were my favorite family member besides my kids. Like, I want another Timmy too, like, I finally decided to name my next kid Timmy. And if it's a daughter, name her Timmy as well. And name the other one Timmy so they could all be named Timmy. So that way they will all answer. And I say, hey, do the dishes, Timmy. But at first it will always be me. But then eventually they'll be like, and they'll always answer. Because you won't have to, if you say the other kid's name, they'll be like, oh, they're talking to Timmy. I don't have to listen. It's like, whoa. It's so much easier that way. Like, it's almost genius. I'm glad I figured this shit out. That's why I'm saying it. Because that is an awesome idea. Like, at least somebody's going to do the chore. Whether it's the person you were talking about or not. The other person could be like, oh, they're talking to me. I'm the Timmy they're talking to. I'll get the dishes done. It's like, ha, finally I don't have to do the dishes anymore. They got the other Timmy. That's my daughter, Timmy. Because I met a Timmy in Indiana, a native woman, I think she was Yupik, named Timmy. And she was the first woman I ever met with tits named Timmy. And I was like, whoa, I'm not judgy. This is awesome. A woman, Timmy. It is a pretty cool, like I had said to myself, That's so cool. I only met one woman named Timmy. My daughter Timmy would really mess my dad's head up. He might be cool with it though. He'd be like, "What the fuck, Timmy?" Oh, pardon my French. You know, I guess I could edit it out later if it offends people, but otherwise, I really have been trying not to use curse words at all, knowing that I'm just not that vulgar, you know. But like somebody once told me, you know, the words you say make people feel like you think like you're calling them stupid or something. I said, what? If I was going to call them stupid, I would just say it. Like, unless they were insulted by intelligence, I might say something to make them not understand what I said until later, if they're smart, and then feel stupid. But that's only with special people. That's hardly rare. Otherwise, why would I do that? I'm not like that. I don't want to make people feel stupid. Use the simplest word I can think of, because that way I won't have to use a bunch of words. And the person that doesn't know it can look it up and be like, whoa, I know a new word. Thanks, Timmy. Like, I have faith in the fact that you're intelligent. Otherwise, who the fuck thinks like that? Pardon my French again. I'm not a bad person like that. You gotta quit pretending that I'm that tune. I don't think you are either. Like, is that even a real thing? Does that exist? Like that time my parents made me apologize to get my guitar back? Literally, I didn't know what to say because I didn't know what I'd done. It was months before I figured it out. Maybe they didn't either, but I finally apologized and got it back. I didn't have to tell them. I was like, oh my god, thank god it worked. Like, why the fuck am I so dumb that it took me that long? And yet, I'm glad I figured it out. Maybe they didn't know, is what I'm saying. Like, I think I offended them somehow, and I just couldn't figure out what I had done to say, oh, I'm sorry for this. And finally I said, I'm sorry, Mom, I'm sorry, Dad. And finally, I got my guitar back. It's like, I have to have my guitar back. It's been months since I played it. I'm getting itchy fingers, and it's like torture for me. My second escape besides reading. I couldn't read till I was 11, you know. They dropped me in school at 9 years old, second grade, and like literally they thought I was retarded because I was homeschooled before that, and I didn't have to learn anything. So I was 9 years old, and I was like, you don't know how to read? We can't teach him. Literally, it's impossible for him to learn. We cannot teach him anything ever. I said, haha, weird. But yet, I eventually did figure out how I learned and taught myself. And they were like, whoa. They gave me this test where they read it off to me. And then my teacher, special ed teacher, she was nice because she was pretty. Like boobs and stuff. She was like, this test says you're smarter than I am. I was like, so? Like, I didn't say I wasn't, but, I don't really know what to say to that, so I didn't really say anything. I'm just like, okay. It's hard for me to learn stuff, so I had to, like, really, like, you know, it took me months and months to get that Harry Potter book. And then a year later, I had a high school reading level, and then a year later, college reading level, and a year later, probably read like a doctor now. The Doctor of Love. Dr. Strangelove. I'm grasping reach. I don't know if other people have these. I made it myself because I was inspired by grasshoppers, and a spider told me about these rubber bands. I think they used to play this way back in the day. It's like an ancient bluegrass music instrument. You could play it like a guitar too. It's so fun, but I love the sound it makes. I need to tune it again, but it's just like, whoa, thank God. This is the most fun instrument I've ever played. It's more fun than playing guitar, but mostly because it's so versatile. And you can play it like a guitar too. Eventually I'm going to play the Burning Ring of Fire. This is a song that I think Johnny Cash must have seen played when he was a kid, and I made that song about it because literally it's way different when I do it. Like something to play at festivals where you light your guitar on fire. It is. That's why it's the Burning Ring of Fire. It's my heritage that I've had like a vision about, and I didn't even know about it before then. I was like, whoa, I am the one who's supposed to do that. It's amazing that I didn't even know about that. Now I'm like, wow, that sounds really simple yet hard. And I am going to be the dude to do it eventually. Usually done at festivals. I'm a little nervous, but she's simple enough. But, you know, I think I usually start with the bands or something. It takes me a while to get used to something. I play like this anyway sometimes. Like, I was playing around like a while back. I was like, around. Taliesin made this song a long time ago. It's the first song you ever learned. Round and around and around and around it goes. Go round and around and around and around and around. He's like an ancient bard from back in the day. It's like one of the simplest songs ever. It's not something that people normally think about. It's really easy to play on the guitar. I was like, whoa, and it's also a song about drinking. Like drinking around. And around and around and around.